Hey guys, welcome to another What's Selling in the B-Rocks eBay store. Now, before I get into some samples of items that have sold over the last week, I do want to point out that I am back to teaching, and even though it's virtually, but it's going to suit me better and some of you all as well if I start probably doing a schedule, and every Saturday morning it's going to be a What is Selling in the B-Rocks eBay store segment. And I'll show some examples of things that have sold through the week. I'll not just include like the biggest sales or whatever, but just some items that are hot and things that you can be looking for to flip in your own eBay store. So without further ado, let's get into what's sold this week. These are a pair of women's jeans, Old Navy brand, that I've sold this week too. I don't sell a whole lot of women's clothing, but I sell women's athletic wear and jeans. Jeans are something that I have educated myself a little bit on, but the main thing is not just listing the sizing that's on the tag or the style, like boot cut, but also, doing the measurements, measuring across the waist and then doubling that to give you, the actual waist size, measuring across the front from here to here, also the rise here to here. And the top, always include the top to bottom length. So like I said, you really can't go wrong as long as you're doing those things, and it decreases the returns and also increases the sales when you do that. All right guys, these are just a few clothing items that I've sold this week on eBay. These are being shipped out this morning. These are some BTL hip hop style shorts, new with tags. I got these for $3 at Goodwill. They sold for $15 plus the buyer paid shipping. These are some Levi smooth fill skinny type jeans. These are actually youth size or youth large. I sold these for I think $16, $15 maybe, with free shipping. They're only 13 ounces, ship them first class. Only paid $1 for those. This is a youth Logo 7. Yeah, Logo 7 vintage 1986 NCAA Champions Louisville Cardinals basketball t-shirt. This actually is a youth size. It's a youth large, or no, youth medium. If this were an adult shirt, you're talking about some pretty big money. It's a youth shirt. It only went for $24.99. Vintage youth shirts don't really sell for a whole lot. I mean, I've seen some things sports related go as much as $30-40, but typically they're $20, $25. But if this were an adult shirt, you're talking about, I would probably actually list it for $99.99 and go from there. But I paid $1 for it, I believe, and like I said, sold for $25, and it's light to ship, so first class package. All right, sold a couple of my long tail items. Dress shirts, I consider those long tail items. They will sell. It's just they sit sometimes for months, sometimes up to a year, but I keep those on racks in the attic, so they're out of sight, out of mind. I list them and forget them. This one, the Express, is a long sleeve shirt. Paid $1 for it, sold for $14. The Stafford is a short sleeve, new with tags. Sold it for I think $18. I'll make about $7-8 off of each of them, maybe a little bit more than that. And you got to think, dress shirts, they're kind of essential in the sense that when people are maybe going to be doing some job interviews and they need some new dress shirts, or heck, just a new job that they may be expecting to dress up for a little bit, they'll get on eBay looking for cheaper options instead of going out to the store and spending hundreds of dollars. And so I like to be there for them and have some really inexpensive long sleeve and short sleeve dress shirts for them to pick up. But I love sourcing dress shirts for $1 on Dollar Day at Goodwill. I will stock up my store, and they do move. They are a big part of my selling formula, and I encourage you guys to do the same. Pick those up. especially if you got the room to store them like I do. You know, a couple of racks I could put, you know, 60 to 70 shirts on each of those, and just let them sit until they sell. Also sold a Little Big Planet PS3 game. I've been selling a lot of PS3 games lately. They're hot right now, which video games in general are hot. But I sold this for $10. I paid $2 for it. I'll make about $4 and some change on it. So be looking for those PS3 games, and some of them go for big money. I still am riding a high of the $95 NCAA 2008 game that I sold a couple of months back, and you know, paid $2 for it. And I had a bunch of others that I paid $2 for that I sold for 20 bucks a piece. All right, you're looking at some swim trunks that I sold. These are O'Neill. I sell a lot of O'Neill, Hurley, American Eagle, Nike, and some other kind of rarer brands that will sell for a little bit more when I come across them. There's a popular lake nearby, Green River Lake, that people like to vacation to, and they come from a lot of different places. You know, there are cabins and houseboats and all that, and I think our local thrift stores end up somehow, I guess, just loading up on swim trunks from people that come into the area. It's just there are a lot more swim trunks in my local thrift stores than there are in the ones that I'll go to kind of outside the area. So I appreciate it, because I could pick them up for $3 or less. I paid $3 for these, sold them for $15, and in some stores I can get them for $1 and sell them for about the same. And I've had some rare type of swim trunks. I can't really think of their names off the top of my head, because I've only sold like 1 or 2 pair that I'll look up on the spot, and that's the key, just to have the ability, you know, your iPhone, just to look things up on the spot. And but I've sold some for 40, 50 bucks before that I've bought for $1. Thomas the Train stuff, I'm finding a lot of this right now, which is pretty odd. A year ago, it was kind of hard for me to find, at least in my area, and now they're showing up everywhere. All the little train engines, the motorized ones like this, or if you find the wooden ones, just anything Thomas, really. It's been a big seller for a long time. They're track pieces. If you don't see the track engines, but you see track pieces, look at, you know, see if you can find a Thomas the Train stamp on them, whether it be the wooden pieces or the plastic. Those sell well if you can get pretty good sized lots of those. One of my favorite sales this week, Donovan Mitchell, second year 2018 Prism basketball card. You've heard me talk about cards before. You know, it's not something I encourage you to jump into right now. If you're new to cards, you know, I don't want you to be chasing and making some mistakes in a very hot market right now. I mean, you can make money if you're going to try to jump into the market. You know, absolutely do what you can afford. But this is one of my favorite sales, just for the fact that this was something that I predicted last November or December, and that was that cards were going to be, specifically basketball, were going to be super hot come playoff time, and the rookies of the stars that are going to be playing in the playoffs were going to be really high. And I kind of like the bottom feed. I kind of like to go for lots of cards. Like I bought, this came in a 100 card lot of Prism that I bought for like 20 bucks. And I bought another lot of Donruss Optic along with some prisms for 10 bucks that I ended up having 2 Michael Porter rookie cards along with 1 Michael Porter insert that I sold for 150 bucks. This Donovan Mitchell card I sold for 50. I had a Luka card that I sold, or no, I'm sorry, 2 Luka cards that I sold for 50 and a lot. And just some other guys, you know, Jamal Murray, Jason Tatum's second year card that I sold for 70 bucks. And you're talking about 2 different lots of cards that I bought for 30 bucks total. And I'm well into the hundreds of dollars of profit and still have plenty more to sell. You know, there'll be smaller sales, but 5 to 10 bucks. I'm gonna, you know, that purchase or those purchases end up being just monster purchases that are now paying off. And that's how sports cards are. Sports cards are is being able to predict what you think's going to happen and then take a chance on it. All right. The last thing I want to show off here. This is not eBay related, but it's Amazon related. You may have heard in some of my other videos I said that I registered for Amazon back at the beginning of August. I paid for the professional account, for, $40 a month. So basically, I have to sell 40 items. Or more than 40 items to make it worth it, and right now I'm at 33, so I think I'll get there. But these sold over the weekend, 6 books and 1 video game. I've done over 400 in Amazon sales, and my goal was 500, so hopefully I'll hit that. And this is new territory for me, but I've enjoyed it. I love the ease of Amazon's listing, especially with the books and the games, and the sales velocity. The sales velocity is just crazy on Amazon. Things move really quick. All right, just want to give you guys an update on where I'm at and my goal for 6,000 in sales this month. As you can see, I've come down from those astronomical days where I was selling weights and sports cards, and now things are kind of back to normal where I'm doing 100 to 200 a day. And as you can see, not just for the month, but if you look over the last 90 days, I am approaching 11,000 in sales over the last 3 months. Not bad for part-time. Now when you look at this tab over here, you'll see the True, what I call the eBay True tab, where you can see I've sold 161 items this month for $5,213. So I've got about $787 to go for my goal. And that's just for eBay. I had a goal for my first month at Amazon where I'm just mainly selling books and a few video games. I had a goal to hit 500 there. I'm actually at 490 in sales there right now. But I'm not going to factor that in for the 6,000 goal. I'm just going to keep that just specifically to eBay. So that's where I'm at. I need to, if you go back over to the tab we were just looking at, you'll see that I've done 800 over the last 7 days. I'm going to need to maintain that, have a similar week to close this last 7 days out of August in order to reach that goal. So hopefully I can give you guys a good update this weekend. Remember, Saturday mornings now are going to be the what's sold on eBay, where I'll recap the week. I'm going to just video the items and talk about them a little bit as they sell each week, and then just piece the video together or piece all the segments together on Saturday mornings, and I'll be doing that from this point forward. So I'll see you then, guys. Peace.